Alright, so this is how to flash the P1 screen with the Novastar H2 processor. The Novastar H2 processor does not connect by USB to Nova LCT. Although it does use Nova LCT, you have to connect your laptop with an Ethernet into the input side of the Genlock panel. Okay, so this is individual panels. We're going into there. That to the laptop. Okay, let's move on to the configuration for the Ethernet. So you've got to go into your Ethernet settings. So just search here Ethernet and it will come up here Ethernet settings. Click on Ethernet settings. Okay, didn't do that right, but let's go back. Ethernet settings. There we go. Now, I've already set this up, but what you would do is you'd go to where it says IP assignment and go to edit. This will be checked off. You will check it on and you must fill in the IP address as 192.168.0.50, subnet mask 255.255.255.0. You leave the rest of the fields blank and you press save. That is all you have to do. Now, once you have done that, your control system will read number 1. So after setting up the Ethernet, first connect the processor H2, then open up Nova LCT after you've configured the Ethernet, and you'll see control system 1. So that means the settings that we put in for the H2 on the Ethernet is correct and it's worked. So now we want to hit screen configuration. We want to go to user. Usually you'd put you'd click admin login and then put in the password as admin. Before this sake, I've already done that. So look, we'll go straight into now flashing the P1 screen. You want to go to screen configuration. If you look at the top where it says current operation, that's showing us the IP address. So that's correct, we're in. We've got our H2 binding to this software. All right, so here's the screen where we have to flash for the P1, okay? On the receiving card size, the top width has to be 416 for the right side panel. Now with the pitch one, it's a large cabinet, 960 by 960. One cabinet, obviously physically it's one cabinet, but on software it's actually two because there's two receiving cards inside the cabinet. So we would treat one half of the cabinet there and we would have the second half there. That is actually one cabinet, that's why they're linked. And we've got to have the width as 208 on one side, on the left side, and on the right side, 416. To achieve that, for example, if we go over to this side, these ones have not been properly set. So these ones are still saying 208, 208. So what I'm going to have to do is, currently I've made progression on the first two cabinets. What I have to do is click on the right side here. First I'll go to one that says 208, 208. There we go, so this one's done. This is port 1, port 2, we're on port 3 over here. So now we're on port 4, 208 on the left side, but this is also showing 208. We want to click this, steady my camera, and we want to change the width size to 416. And we want to be careful here that we only press apply to entire column. I'm not going to press it just yet because I want to show you something. That says 128.208. So if I press apply, they should both change, the upper panel and the lower panel. There we go. So you've actually done that in one go. Now, the one next to it on the left, if you see, it says width 208 at the bottom and 128 at the top. That needs to be adjusted correctly, but just clicking on the bottom one, it's brought up the 208 number. So now I'm going to hit apply because the top cabinet can get corrected too. That's done. Now I'm going to keep going across and I'm going to apply the changes very shortly. (416) on the right panel. And I'll keep this phone here so you guys can see. I'll keep this recording going. This is a little bit long, but you watch me do the process now. Change that to 416. Apply 208. Top one is still showing as 128. So let's correct that. 416, and we're almost there. Okay, now it's a good time to double check all your work because it takes time to flash a screen like this because it's a fine pitch screen. I've already spotted a couple of errors. So if we look over here, we've got 208 on the top width where my mouse cursor is, but next to it's 128. So this would have flashed incorrectly. So I have to be going back onto this side and then apply that to the cabinet row. 208 is which the top one's supposed to read, so I'm going to apply that. And now I'm just going to double check my work. Correct that. 208 416. 208 416. Okay, that's correct. So now once we've done this, we can go ahead and send to hardware. That is now sending the configuration to the Novastar H2 processor. So the screen should now snap into a normal, it will show you normal output from laptop directly on there. Okay guys, so that's training on how to flash and how to set up Novastar through rj45 to the H2.